When 5 wives with suspicions of infidelity in their husbands gathered for the first time, one of the betrayed wives pulled out a tablet linked to her husband's messaging app. On it, exchanges between the cheating husbands were displayed. A message read, "How about a trip next time? Of course, all of us. My family owns a spacious villa." Another husband replied, "Sounds great. Let's all go." "Sounds good. Let's all go," replied another. Furthermore, another husband stated, "A trip with just the guys. Being unmarried is the best." Everyone chimed in with "Sounds good," and "Seriously the best." From there, plans from the trip began to take shape in the messaging app group. While showing the tablet, one wife turned pale and said, "This means each of them will bring their respective affair partners, and we'll be a group of 10 on the trip, right?" Upon hearing that, I felt a surge of anger rising within me. A group infidelity trip with 10 people. What are these guys thinking? I'll definitely bring them down to hell. Our counterattack is about to begin. My name is Amelia, and I'm a 34-year-old part-time housewife. I met my husband, William, through my friend Karen's introduction. Karen and I were close friends from the same club in college, and despite working at different companies after graduation, we remained good friends. Around when I was the age of 28, Karen suggested I meet a junior colleague of hers. That's when I was introduced to William, 2 years younger than me. As Karen had previously told me, William was a bit of a goofball, but he had a cheerful personality. I gradually started to like him. Karen, too, was dating William's colleague, Samuel, and the 4 of us often went on double dates. Later, Karen and Samuel got married. William and I were invited to Karen's weddings as best friends, and a year later, William proposed to me. When we were getting married, William told me, "Let's build a happy home together." Yeah, with you, William, that seems possible. "I want to make our wedding as fun as possible." Of course. We have to invite Karen and the other couples. At this time, I was indeed surrounded by happiness. However, after starting our life together, a dark cloud quickly loomed over our newlywed days. Despite both of us working, William did no household chores. Despite my nagging, he only gave me a bothersome look and never helped. He often argued about household matters, and the married life I imagined became distant. After being married for a year, William started coming home later and later. He even said he had to work on weekends and holidays, leading to a noticeable decrease in our couple conversations. I was troubled about what to do. One evening, out of the blue, I was summoned to a bar by my close friend, Karen. Since I received a message from William that he would be late that day, I decided to meet Karen, seizing the opportunity to spread my wings. Long time no see, Karen. It's been a long time since we've seen each other since we got married. I cheerfully greeted her, but she seemed strangely serious. Thank you for coming, Amelia. What's going on, Karen? Why such a gloomy face? Did something happen? Amelia, has everything been going well with William lately? Asked this, I momentarily choked on my words. Can I say that everything is fine when he's uncooperative with housework and our home life is in chaos? Why are you asking such a thing? Did something happen? Then, as if resigned, Karen handed me her phone. On the screen was something like the playback interface of a video. What's this? It might be shocking, but take a look at the content, Karen said, looking down. I nervously clicked play. It showed the figures of 2 men from the shadows of a large potted plant, and their conversation was clearly audible. Hey, William, how's it going with your wife lately? Oh, you don't need to ask, right? Not at all. She's so annoying, telling me to do housework. I mean, we're married, so shouldn't the wife do it? It was undoubtedly a conversation between my husband, William, and Karen's husband, Samuel. Despite the shock, I continued watching.
It's the same everywhere. Karen's also annoying, you know. Just because I got promoted, she acts high and mighty at home. She doesn't know about gender equality. We might have been at a loss marrying older women. Exactly. Just getting older and more annoying.
William and Samuel were excitedly bad-mouthing us and laughing together. Even that alone was shocking. But then, William spoke up.
Dealing with the grind of office life, getting bossed around at home. We need some relief, right? You got it. Ugh. Don't want to see Karen's face anymore. Can't wait to see Diana. I'm grabbing a meal with Nola today. Not just food, huh? You really caught that receptionist, huh? That's where I shine. You've had your moments with Diana too, Mr. Sales Department's charmer.
They share vulgar laughs. Nola? Diana? This conversation, is it what I think? The next moment, Samuel's words confirmed my unsettling suspicion.
But no one would imagine we're having an office affair, huh? You got a wife at the office and you're still doing this. That's where the thrill is. Of course, we can't let it be discovered.
My hands were trembling as I realized. An office affair? And both William and Samuel? Their conversation continued.
By the way, did you know? Our juniors, Mark and Jeff, in the sales department are also hooked up with some girls. Seriously? All I know is that the receptionist is dating Bill. Bill too? Mark, Jeff, and Bill are all married, right? How much are they fooling around? Right. Let's go for drinks with Mark, Jeff, Bill, and us. We'll call it the Cheating Husbands Club. Sounds good. I'll invite them next week.
The video ended there. I stared in shock and looked at Karen. What does this mean? William, Samuel, and I are in different departments. So 3 days ago, a junior from my department went to the break room and overheard this conversation without them realizing. My junior, understandably upset, recorded a video and reported it to me. Karen said, with a tired expression, and I responded with a trembling voice. We need to confront them immediately. It's unbelievable, both of them having an affair. Wait, Amelia, calm down. Even if we confront them, the evidence is weak. It's also an internal issue, so we need more confirmation. Oh, I see. For now, I plan to inform the wives of Mark, Jeff, and Bill. If we do that, we might collaborate to gather evidence. Of Mark, Jeff, and Bill, Karen is acquainted with Mark's wife and has her contact information. Since Mark's wife seems to have connections with Jeff's and Bill's wives, Karen will rely on Mark's wife for further steps. If they have the Cheating Husbands Club, then we'll have the Betrayed Wives Club, right? With a wry smile, Karen continued. We disbanded temporarily, returning to our respective lives. I wasn't sure how to face William, and his frequent absence honestly helped. The following week, the Betrayed Wives Club came into existence. The wives of Mark, Jeff, and Bill, watching the video, were shocked. To add to it, Mark's and Bill's wives were pregnant. I felt sorry for them, knowing we unintentionally delivered such a blow. Unbelievable. I had no clue. Tears welled up in Mark's and Jeff's wife's eyes. Then Bill's wife informed us. It seems like the Cheating Husbands Club has already taken place. They've created a group on the messaging app. Huh? You saw messages on your husband's app? Yes, he syncs his smartphone with the tablet. He was coming home late, so I had my suspicions. Take a look at this. Bill's wife took out the tablet. The content was as follows. William:
Thanks for today. It was fun.
Everyone responded to it. Samuel added:
But seriously, it feels great that we're all doing the same thing.
And everyone agreed. Mark continued:
Let's keep this going. By the way, how about a trip soon? Of course, with everyone. I have a spacious villa at my family's place.
Then Jeff responds:
Sounds good. Let's all go.
Bill also said:
It's a trip with 5 guys. It's great that I don't have a wife.
Everyone said:
I love it. Great.
And so on. From there, travel plans began to be made on that messaging app. Showing the tablet, Bill's wife, with a pale face, says: Around the conversation, I had assumed they were going with just the guys. So, when they say everyone, does that mean each of them is bringing their affair partner, making it a total of 10 people on this trip? Then Mark's wife puts in a few words. Indeed, my husband's family is wealthy and they own a villa near the sea. This trip is undoubtedly happening. I could feel the anger boiling up inside me. A group infidelity trip with 10 people. What on earth are they thinking? I'm going to make them suffer. No doubt about it. At that moment, Karen suddenly started laughing. Has she finally reached her mental limit? To ease our concerns, Karen shares her thoughts. Why not? Let's gather solid evidence during this trip. We'll keep them in the dark until the trip, and then settle the score. After that, we created a group for the cheated wives on a messaging app and decided to exchange information while collecting evidence individually until the day of the trip. I acted as if everything was normal at home, so William seemed oblivious to anything. After a while, William informed me.
Hey, I'm going on a trip next break.
What? With who? Where?
Samuel and 3 of my juniors. One of my juniors has a vacation home.
Oh, really? Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a guys-only trip. Isn't it great?
I smiled mischievously while observing my cheerful husband. And the day arrived. I took the wheel and the 5 of us traveled by rental car to our destination. There was a famous tourist spot near the villa, and Mark's wife suggested they might go there. So we headed in that direction. Mark, Jeff, and Bill's wives waited in the car while Karen and I disguised ourselves and explored the sights. Suddenly, we spotted a lively group ahead. It was them. Each of them walked happily, arm in arm with their respective partners. Karen and I captured plenty of photos and videos of them. Soon, they began taking pictures at famous tourist attractions. After each couple had their picture taken, the men took a picture of the men, and the women took a picture of the women. Of course, I also captured those scenes on video from afar. Then suddenly, my cell phone rang. It was a message from William, along with a photo of only the guys saying, "Guys only trip is awesome." When I asked Karen, she mentioned Samuel had sent a similar photo. As soon as we posted this in the Cheetah Wives group, we received a prompt reply from Mark, Jeff, and Bill's wives. Got an obvious camouflage photo from Karen. Thinking this won't be discovered is pretty amusing, right? Seriously, they're all too foolish. Karen and I exchanged glances and couldn't help but laugh. From there, we waited for the night to fall and finally moved near the villa. In the villa's living room, the uproar of the 10 people began. Afterward, they moved to their respective rooms as couples. This was confirmed through footage from surveillance cameras at the villa obtained by Mark's wife. After about 30 minutes using the key Mark's wife had, we infiltrated the villa. Each of us dramatically opened the door to our respective husband's room. In front of my eyes were the seemingly happy couple. I immediately captured that scene in a photo.
Oh, what the? Amelia, why are you here?
The cheating partner, panicking, screamed and hid her body in front of my frantic husband. Similar shouts and screams can be heard from each room. I angrily yelled at William. "Come to the living room immediately. Right now. Hurry." William, flustered at my words, led his cheating partner to the living room. In the living room, each husband and their affair partner were assembled, dressed only in underwear. We, the betrayed wives, tried to make them sit on the floor. However, Karen's husband, Samuel, vehemently refused. In the next moment, Karen swiftly delivered a punch to Samuel's abdomen. "Ugh," he groaned, dropping to his knees. "Well done, Karen. Being the ace of the karate club pays off," I said with a smile, and Karen responded, "But Amelia, you're a black belt too," and laughed. In our university, we were both members of the karate club. They turned pale and stopped resisting when Karen and I cracked our knuckles. Seeing 10 people sitting on the floor in their underwear was quite an unusual sight. "Now, shall we get them to confess? What were you all doing here?" As Karen declared this, Samuel responded nervously.
This is a misunderstanding. It's all a mistake."
All the betrayed wives glared at Samuel, and in a mosquito-like voice he confessed.
We were cheating."
We then had each of them admit to the affair one by one, and we recorded them on video in turn. Some of the affair partners even burst into tears. "Well then, shall we proceed, everyone?" I said with a smile, and Karen and Mark's, Jeff's, and Bill's wives each took out divorce papers from their bags, presenting them in front of the husbands. From that point on, it was truly chaotic.
"Please, spare us from divorce. Forgive us, this wasn't our intention."
Screams and cries resembling despair echoed in the room. Amidst this, William pleaded with me.
"Amelia, are you serious about divorce? I don't want that."
"Huh? Finding me annoying, aren't you? Regretting marrying an older wife?" When I showed him the video I received from Karen, William froze.
Why even this?
"I know everything. I've had enough of you. We're getting divorced. Be prepared to pay the $30,000 for the alimony compensation."
No way.
William looked at me with a tearful face. Then I looked at his affair partner. "Nola, the receptionist, I'll be claiming from you as well." I don't want that. I can't pay." "Then let's go to court. I'll make sure you pay." Looking around, after settling matters with each couple, I could see crying women and pale-faced husbands. Especially Mark and Jeff, whose wives were pregnant, had faces covered in bruises. We lined up each of our husbands and had them filled out divorce papers almost simultaneously. Karen made sure that each person puts the document in his or her bag, then tells them. "Of course, I'll report this to the company as well." Then everyone pleaded,
"Please don't do that."
in unison. You all may have forgotten, but I work in the Human Resources Department. In response to Karen's provocation, Mark, Bill, and Jeff's wives and I chimed in. We'll also sue the company with evidence. The threatening words made them all turn pale and tremble. Watching their reaction, I glared at them. "Well then, everyone, let's go home. Prepare yourselves, you scum. We'll collectively drag you down to hell." Leaving those 10 people in their underwear behind, we departed from the villa. Later on, my divorce with William was finalized. I managed to win $30,000 in compensation from William and $25,000 from his affair partner. It seemed Karen and Samuel, as well as Mark, Jeff, and Bill's wives, also had their divorces finalized. True to our declaration, we filed a complaint with the husbands' companies. The news of a 10-person adultery group within the company caused a commotion. The higher-ups took this matter seriously and demoted all of them. Unable to withstand the gossip within the company, they eventually resigned. William depleted his savings, faced disapproval from both sets of parents, and now lives in a rundown apartment while desperately searching for a new job. Upon hearing this, I couldn't help but think, serves you right. As for the cheating husbands, they're probably experiencing their own version of hell right now. On the other hand, I used the compensation to move, starting a new life. I'm still in touch with Karen, Mark, Jeff, and Bill's wives, meeting for tea regularly. Mark's and Jeff's wives' babies were born safely. What happened back then has become a laughing matter among us. From now on, I would like to cherish what I have left and move on with my life cheerfully.